Let's be real. Your Shih Tzu heard you the first time. They just decided not to listen. You called their name, nothing. You said sit, they looked at you, tilted their head, and walked away. You asked them to stop barking at the mailman, and they somehow barked louder. Sound familiar? Here's the thing. Your Shih Tzu isn't being stubborn because they're dumb. They're actually incredibly smart. The problem is, they've figured out that ignoring you works just fine. And until today, they've been right. But that stops now. By the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly why your Shih Tzu doesn't listen on the first command. And more importantly, you'll have a clear, step-by-step system to fix it. No harsh corrections, no punishment, no yelling. Just a method that actually works with the way a Shih Tzu's brain is wired, not against it. These dogs were bred for centuries to be companions to Chinese royalty. They didn't herd sheep, they didn't hunt, they sat on silk cushions and charmed everyone around them. That history matters when you're training one, and most people completely ignore it. We won't. Let's get into it. Step 1. Understand why your Shih Tzu ignores you. Before you can fix the problem, you need to understand it. Shih Tzus are not a high-drive working breed. They weren't bred to follow instructions quickly and efficiently. They were bred to connect with people and to be adored. That means their motivation isn't to complete a task, it's to feel good and to enjoy the interaction. When your Shih Tzu ignores your command, it usually comes down to one of three things. Either the reward isn't exciting enough to make them bother, the command has been repeated so many times without consequence that it's basically become background noise, or they're simply distracted and don't yet have the training foundation to focus past that distraction. None of these are personality flaws. All of them are fixable. Step 2. Stop repeating yourself immediately. This is the single biggest mistake Shih Tzu owners make, and it's probably the one that's been setting you back the most. Every time you say, sit, 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 come on, sit, you are actively training your dog to wait for the third or fourth repetition before responding. You are teaching them that the first command doesn't count. Starting today, you give the command once. One time, clearly, calmly. If they don't respond within 3 seconds, you prompt them physically. Gently guide them into the position and then reward them. No frustration, no repeated commands. One cue, one prompt if needed, one reward. Within a week of doing this consistently, you'll notice your Shih Tzu starting to respond faster because they'll learn that the first cue is the only one that comes. Step 3. Find what your Shih Tzu actually cares about. Here's where Shih Tzu training gets fun. These dogs are picky. A treat that works for a Labrador might get a polite sniff and a dismissive look from your Shih Tzu. You need to find their gold tier reward, the thing that makes their eyes light up, their tail go into overdrive, and their full attention land on you. For many Shih Tzus, it's a small piece of real chicken, a tiny bit of cheese, or a specific soft treat. For others, it's a favorite squeaky toy or a burst of enthusiastic praise combined with a good chest scratch. Test a few options. Watch your dog's reaction. The reward that makes them the most excited is the one you use during training sessions, especially when you're teaching something new or working on first command responsiveness. Save the high-value reward for training. If they get it all day for free, it loses its power. Step 4. Build focus before you build commands. Most people skip this step entirely and then wonder why their training isn't sticking. Before your Shih Tzu can reliably obey commands the first time, they need to learn how to focus on you even when there are distractions. You can't skip the foundation and expect the house to stand. Start with a simple focus exercise. Hold a treat near your face, say your dog's name once, and the moment their eyes meet yours, mark it with a yes and give the treat. Do this for 2 to 3 minutes a day in a quiet room. When they're reliably making eye contact, start doing it in slightly more distracting environments, near a window, in the backyard, with the TV on in the background. A Shih Tzu that knows how to look at you on cue is a Shih Tzu that's ready to listen. This is the foundation everything else is built on. Step 5. Train in short, positive sessions. Your Shih Tzu has the attention span of a dog who was literally bred to lounge around looking regal. That's not an insult, it's just biology. Long, repetitive training sessions will bore them, and a bored Shih Tzu is a checked-out Shih Tzu. Keep your sessions to 3 to 5 minutes, 2 or 3 times a day. End on a win. Always finish with something your dog already knows well, so they get that reward and leave the session feeling successful. Short, upbeat sessions build a dog that looks forward to training rather than dreading it. The energy you bring matters too. Shih Tzus are incredibly tuned in to your emotional state. If you're tense, impatient, or frustrated, they feel it and they shut down. Bring enthusiasm. Act like obeying you is the greatest thing that could happen to either of you. They'll start to believe it. Step 6. Use consistent cues every single time. Shih Tzus are sharp. They learn patterns quickly, but they need those patterns to be consistent. If you sometimes say come, sometimes say come here, sometimes say get over here right now, and sometimes just pat your legs, your dog isn't ignoring you, they're confused. Pick one word or phrase for each behavior and stick to it. Make sure everyone in your household uses the same cues. Inconsistency is the enemy of reliable first-time obedience. Write down your cue words if you have to. Put them on the fridge, whatever it takes to keep everyone on the same page. Step 7. Proof the behavior gradually. Once your Shih Tzu is responding to a command reliably in a quiet, familiar space, you need to gradually introduce distractions. This is called proofing, and skipping it is why so many dogs listen perfectly at home but fall apart at the park. Increase difficulty slowly. Practice sit near the back door, then in the backyard, then at the edge of the sidewalk, then near other people. Each time you introduce a new level of distraction, make the reward even better than usual. You're essentially saying, I know this is harder and I'm going to make it really worth your while. Shih Tzus respond beautifully to this approach because they keep them engaged and rewarded. They're not being pushed past their limits, they're being guided forward with encouragement. Step 8. Never train in anger. This one is non-negotiable. If you're frustrated, if you've repeated a command 6 times and you feel your patience slipping, stop the session. Walk away, come back later. Shih Tzus are emotionally sensitive in a way that many other breeds simply aren't. A harsh tone, a sharp correction, or an angry moment during training doesn't just end that session badly, it can create lasting hesitation and anxiety around training in general. These are dogs that shut down when they feel pressure and bloom when they feel safe. You'll make faster progress with patience than you ever will with force. So let's recap what first-time obedience actually looks like for a Shih Tzu. You understand their history and their motivation. You stop repeating commands. You find a high-value reward that actually excites them. You build eye contact and focus before anything else. You train in short, upbeat bursts with consistent cues. You prove behaviors gradually in new environments. And you never, ever train from a place of frustration. This isn't a complicated system, it's a consistent one. And consistency is exactly what turns a Shih Tzu who ignores you into one who snaps to attention the moment you speak. These dogs want to connect with you. That's literally what they were made for. Your job is just to make listening feel more rewarding than not listening. And once you do that, first-time obedience becomes the norm, not the exception. If this video helped you understand your Shih Tzu a little better, do me a favor and hit that like button. It genuinely helps more Shih Tzu owners find this kind of content. And if you want to go deeper, subscribe and turn on notifications. We cover Shih Tzu behavior, training, health, and everything in between, specifically for this breed, because they deserve content made just for them. Drop a comment below and tell me, what's the one command your Shih Tzu refuses to obey the first time? I read every single one, and your answer might just become the next video.